I'm in Salad and I Saw Daredevil Season 1, Episode 3, Rabbit in a Snowstorm. It is directed by Adam Kane, written by Marco Ramirez. If you haven't seen this episode, I'll spoil it for you. This episode starts when we're following a guy. He's hiring the firm because they dealt with Karen. What I like about the internal conflict, we got Murdock, he's like, yeah, we'll do it for sure, because his motive is to get to who's the bottom of dealing with all of Hell's Kitchen, who's running Hell's Kitchen, right? And he sees this as an opportunity to get closer and closer to knowing the facts. Versus Foggy's like, I don't know, man, this guy's doing some weird criminal stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's what lawyers do. They defend people who do criminal things. I like seeing them do the lawyer thing. I like seeing them do their opening arguments. I also like in between of the opening arguments, you got these random people in the seediest of alleyways going to the juror and be like, oh, you better have a good day tomorrow. You have a really big day tomorrow, trying to do some witness tampering. And I like this scene because immediately right after that chick leaves, the freaking Daredevil comes in and starts beating his butt. I'm like, ah, yeah, let's go. This is a fun episode because we learn a lot of things. First of all, the Kingpin, he's very scary. Scary to the point that when Murdock, after releasing this guy from the annoyance of the judicial system by having a hung jury and he's let go free, Daredevil then goes to proceeds, tries to kick his butt, does it so successfully to the point where he gets a name out of him, Wilson Fisk. And then the guy is like, you don't understand, this isn't about you. I said his name. Now he's gonna go after my family. And then like there's a little pike and he smashes his head into the little pike. It's like, oh my goodness, this is a brutal sight to see. I didn't expect myself to see something like this, but it was incredibly violent, and I'm lucky that Daredevil didn't see it, but he definitely did hear it. I also like the demonstration of his abilities. I like how he could just hear all of the heartbeats of everybody within the courtroom. The first juror that got dismissed, that chick was being persuaded to be on the jury, and her heartbeat was going right after Daredevil was able to convince her, hey, don't be on the jury. Second chick, big hearts, and it's like, oh, well, this is definitely bigger than me. And so it's up to Daredevil to figure out what's happening with this, what's going on. I think that's pretty much the gist of the episode. We got the people who were responsible for Karen's firing. They're threatening to sue her, and she's still like, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna go to your other victims and go to them and try to get them to talk. I appreciate her strength of character. She's not letting anybody bully her into silence. She's gonna get to the bottom of this. I really think this ragtag team of 3, they're the ones who's going to clean up Hell's Kitchen. They're going to drain out the grease trap of Hell's Kitchen. Get it? Because it's a kitchen. Badum ching. We also meet Wilson Fisk. Very, very end. He's looking at a really white, very white painting. We also meet this other chick. We don't know who her name is. She's like, it's not about the quality of the art or any of that stuff. It's how does it make you feel? And he's like, it makes me feel lonely. And then that's the end of the episode. So, I like Murdock's character. Matt Murdock seemed to be a very deeply moral person. He knows that hitting people is bad, doing crimes is bad, but he's watching other people not do anything. He's like, why aren't you guys doing anything about what's happening? Hell's Kitchen is overrun by gangsters and mobsters doing terrible crimes. So it's the whole good men let bad men prevail if they just don't do anything about it. Whatever that phrase is, he's doing that. And so he's going to do something about it. And he feels guilty. He's going to do something about it, and he feels very guilty about hitting these people, but it's absolute necessary. It's a lesser of two evils. Either do nothing or beat up this guy who'll give you information on who's running all the crime in the city. I also like how he's just been thinking about morality a lot. I like how he deliberately takes this guy as a client, knowing that he's guilty, gets him free, and then beats him up when he's free. And it's pretty awesome. I love his character. I'm excited to learn more about Daredevil, more about Murdock, more about Foggy, more about Karen. The colors, there's such a strong yellow highlight in this series. It's pretty crazy. I also like the fight scenes. I like how all the fight scenes are just in darkness, complete darkness. There's a little bit of light. There's that nice little hair light that makes it so you can see the edges stages of the forms fighting, but Daredevil has a supreme advantage. And I like how he's always just fighting in the dark. Doesn't need any light whatsoever. And this episode showcases his hearing skills. He's really good at hearing. All the fighting scenes with Daredevil, they're always very dark. All the scenes where the lawyers are doing lawyering things, being lawyers, all that fun jazz, it's always brighter, but there's like a warm tone to it. And then whenever they're in the outside world, it's kind of like a darker tone, more bluish tone to the whites. So it's like a little bit depressing area, and the hope for this area is within this law form, which is why it's so warmly colored. Let me know what you think of this episode. Let me know what you think of this series. I gotta give this one, it's a 7.6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one on the platform you like. So $20 details at patreon.com/ASEPresents. One movie review for 1 month. Go to this link to support the daily grinding list of all them daily movie reviews. So I'm gonna go here. And until next time, in Salad Saw, see you later, my sour croutons and bacon bits. I'm gonna go kick some butt now.